So like, you know, basically in this track in particular, like all the green stuff I think is like more like melodic stuff, and then like
where it says Monday.
Yeah, and then down here, like I'm not exactly sure what that might be, but maybe that's like drum stuff.
Let's check it out. Actually,
we could do the
solo the track and
Monday
jam.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay. We could do another jam for you real quick.
Yeah, let's do Monday.
Yeah, because as we all know, Glitch Mob really doesn't know anything about jamming, right? It's like,
definitely not.
Okay. Yeah, totally. I could actually start this from the beginning and do the whole.
Yeah.
You want to take it?
Let's just do the jam.
it's being called a Glitch Mob level.
See the arrangement's rolling along. Basically, when it gets to the yellow part is where we're gonna jam. And basically, like you actually can't hear the yellow part. See, it says click. That's actually what's going into my in-ear monitors, so I can keep time with these guys. I don't have my in-ears in obviously right now, but in a live situation, that's what would be feeding into my monitors.
Very cool.
And this is the jam. So, as you can see, like, you know, like that's, I don't know, that's pretty much how we do it.
I got a really simple question for you. Like, everything stopped on a dime. Who stops the set?
Oh, well, I mean, like, we have kind of master transport controls on this Lemur, which is, you know, the Lemur that I play. And basically in the set, you know, we can start and stop the set. And these are basically all cues for points in time in the set. Like, okay, so yeah, you can
jump around
see it's moving around.
Right. So you guys already know that using live, we're in the arrangement view.
Yeah.
But it's just as busy in the session view. So basically what we're getting out of this is you guys are using both. You're using timing references
definitely,
and extended pieces of audio in the arrangement view, but it's also playing at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. And there's like quite a bit going on, like, you know, in some of like there's even like MIDI cues, like this brown clip right here. This is actually, and I mean, I don't know if we can demonstrate it right now, but I mean, that's basically a MIDI clip that that comes back to the Lemur, and this little button right here on Josh's Lemur, it'll blink like "Let's go" to kind of send a cue to us, like, oh, okay, jam section's coming out. If I'm like caught up and I forgot or something, you know, and so kind of like let you know, like, all right, get ready, you gotta, you know, next part's coming, you know.
All right, let's break down the rig for a second. We have 3 Lemurs. Lemur works over Ethernet protocol, and then so really we've just got the basic Best Buy Ethernet hub.
Yeah.
And now, how is that getting into the computer? It's got Ethernet in, obviously.
Yeah.
Is there anything special in the preferences and the MIDI? Let's take a look at Glitch Mob's MIDI preferences.
So basically,
this could be pretty interesting here.
Also, just to note too, this is a scaled down version of what we normally play with. We usually have 9 controllers. So we have the 3 Lemurs, 3 MPD-24s, 3 Elisa's drum pads for drumsticks, all going into one laptop. And,
so interesting. So MIDI ports is ideally what we're dealing with mostly. You don't even have a control surface is not even applicable because...
Yeah, so I mean, basically what we're looking at right here is this is the Jazz Daemon from Jazz Mutant, and what the Jazz Daemon does is it basically you know, it allows the Lemur to talk to Ableton via MIDI. It can also, I mean, talk to Ableton via OSC as well too, but we're only using the MIDI side of things. This is, you know, we've been using them before Max for Live came out, so actually everything is controlled via MIDI. And then yeah, so basically, you know, we set up everything accordingly in the Jazz Daemon, and then that creates all the inputs and outputs that we need in Ableton, and then we enable them all within Ableton.
Save it with a set. So flip it a little bit for a second. Have you guys always used, I maybe know the answer to this, but can you talk to us about your background with Live? Was there somebody that was instrumental in saying, hey, we're using this application, but Live, Ableton Live can really do this for us? Was there a point in your career that happened?
When we all first started the group, Ed actually was using a program he wrote called the Crunk Master 2000 that he wrote in Max MSP, and we were using Ableton. And then I think
it was basically like I think around version 4 of Ableton where things really became like a lot more stable and everything became a lot more easier. That I switched back to using Ableton. And obviously when we all started performing together, you know, we started out actually using Ableton and the M Audio trigger finger. And basically what you're looking at right here with our Lemur patches, what we've created in the Jazz Editor is essentially our version of the M Audio trigger finger, but you know, obviously it's expandable and you know, can do far more interesting stuff, you know. Yeah, also the fact that, you know, you can just like switch, basically every single page you're looking at is a new song in our set, and you know, that's something that's like a lot easier to deal with than using something like a trigger finger per se that doesn't give you a readout on like, okay, the next song is called Bubbling. Yeah, just in case if you forget, you know. And also the fact that on the trigger finger, like you'd have to always hit program and then the pad. There's always kind of like that 1 second, a half second of delay before it switched programs. This is instantaneous, so I could technically be jamming, you know, one part of the song and then very quickly with the hit of a button, bam, be over to the next page and then, you know, do what I got to do on the next part of the song.
Amazing. So any questions? We move forward? Yeah.
Not all of it's quantized. Like as you can see, some of it is quantized. Generally, a lot of the drum stuff. But like on like when I was playing the bass before right here, this is not quantized.
yeah, this is.
You know, so
yeah, so he's on that exact jump section. His part is quantized and mine is not, because you can quantize per clip. So it just depends on what sort of feel we want for the song.
No, my part's actually not quantized as well.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Cool. So yeah, it kind of all depends on the song, really.
So let's talk about the song. Let's talk about how Glitch Mob, you know, you're off in the studio, doing in your studio, you're in your studio. We talked a little bit about this before as I got to know you guys, and you're in your studio. Do you guys mash everything together, or do you email ideas?
No, actually, we all actually work in the studio together every single day. We live like 5 minutes from each other, so yeah, we just write music in the studio together.
Yeah. And what about the global record? You guys ever engage that in just when you're freestyling, you're working on stuff? Do you engage that and just record those parts, or do you record externally to a?
Well, when we're using Ableton for creative stuff, say if we're writing another program like Cubase, we'll export audio from Cubase into Ableton and then map it to the Lemur or trigger finger, so they can replay it live and then export it back as audio. But Ableton is our sketch pad because it's a lot easier to map things and get a instant gratification of playing stuff.
Performance-wise, Ableton's always
absolutely,
obviously, because you got your cues and the whole linearity, plus the launches and things like that. So, any other questions? Feel free to throw them out here. Cool. So what's on the horizon, you guys? Some big events going on?
Yeah, we're currently in the studio working on our first full-length